Hello and welcome everyone. This is Lekbir with you on distant learning. Today we are going to look at the passive voice, how to use it and when to use it. Then we will move to some practice exercises. To understand the passive voice, we should really first explain the active voice, which you are all familiar with. If you look at this slide, there are three sentences in the active. They are composed of a subject, a verb, and an object. Look carefully at these sentences. Isaac Newton discovered gravity. Leonardo da Vinci painted the Mona Lisa. Bees produce honey. Here, the subject in every sentence does the action to the object. The subject is in red, the verb is in green color, and the object is in orange color. The subject here is the doer of the action. But sometimes we are more interested in the object rather than the subject. And English people and American people frequently use the passive voice. For example, instead of saying Isaac Newton discovered gravity, we can say gravity was discovered by Newton. And here we are interested in the object more than in the subject. And instead of saying Leonardo da Vinci painted the Mona Lisa, we can say the Mona Lisa was painted by Leonardo da Vinci. And here we are interested in the portrait of the Mona Lisa, not in the man who painted it. And instead of saying bees produce honey, we can say honey is produced by bees, and so on. Another important issue in the passive voice is the be auxiliary. You should know how to conjugate the verb to be in all tenses, and this is because the passive voice in English occurs in all tenses of English. If you have a look at this table, you will see how to conjugate the verb to be in English tenses and with modals as well. You can pause the video, you may pause the video and look carefully at the table to see all the forms that you need in constructing the passive voice. Now, let's look at some examples to clarify how to move from active to the passive. Number one, beautiful giraffes roam the savannah. The savannah is roamed by giraffe. Here, the tense of the main verb is the simple present, so the passive form will be is roamed. COVID-19 killed many people across the world. Here, the tense of the main verb is the simple past, killed, so the passive form will be many people were killed across the world by COVID-19. Number three, they are watering the garden now. Here, the tense is the present continuous, so the passive form will be the garden is being watered now. Number four, we will watch a movie tonight. Here, we are using a modal verb or the simple future with will. The passive construction will be a movie will be watched tonight. The crew paved the entire stretch of highway. Again, the simple past paved, and the passive form will be was paved. And the last one is the present perfect simple. They have disinfected the area. The area has been disinfected. So far, things are becoming clear. If you want to change an active sentence to a passive sentence, remember to follow these 6 steps. The first step, you have to identify the subject, the verb, and the object. In this example, Isaac Newton discovered gravity. The subject is Isaac Newton, the verb is discovered, and the object is gravity. Step number 2, move the object to become the new subject of the sentence. Here, gravity is an object. We are going to put it in the beginning of the sentence to become the subject of the new sentence, the passive sentence. Step number 3, check what the verb tense in the active sentence is. Here, the tense is the simple past. So, step number 4, put the auxiliary be in the appropriate tense of the main verb in the active. So since we have the simple past tense in the main verb in the active, we are going to put was as the main form of the verb be. Number 5, step number 5, change the verb into the past participle of the verb. Here, discovered remains discovered because it is a regular verb. If it is an irregular verb, you have to put the past participle, which is the third form of the irregular verb in the irregular verb list. And the last step, add the preposition by and change the subject into object if the subject is definite and noun. Isaac Newton is a definite subject and we know him, so we are going to put by Isaac Newton. This last part of the lesson is about why we should use the passive voice. There are many reasons behind it. Number one, you don't want to say who or what did the action. For example, the secret news was revealed. Number two, you are trying to avoid responsibility for something you did. For example, the vase was broken. Instead of saying I broke the vase, here I am disclaiming responsibility. Number three, you don't know who did the action. The cake was eaten. I don't know who ate the cake. Number four, the object is the most important or the most interesting part of the sentence. The area was disinfected. I don't care about who disinfected it. And the last one, to change the focus of the sentence. The experience was carried twice. Now, take your time and do this practice exercise following the example given. I hope you understood the passive voice. Thank you very much for your valuable attention and see you in another distant learning.